questions for Coach. I'm going to read you this question. Has the pressure you guys as a defense felt at the beginning of the season to live up to your past success lessened at this point in the season? I guess in other words, with all the hype around your defense and there's pressure to live up to that standard, now that you're X games in and have played well, is there less pressure?
No, we never really look at it that way. I mean, we always look about trying to be the best we can be, and obviously if we can do that, then the other things take care of itself. But the bottom line is this, and is we need to play well enough and get enough stops and do enough good things to win the football game. That's ultimately. If stats and all those things come around, that's great. But the biggest stat we're concerned about is win the football game and how we get around to doing that. I'm happy for our kids. Obviously, we do have expectations here to play good defense and quality defense. I've told you guys this, there's a lot of offense out there. The game's changed, and I'm really proud of how our kids have played, but I still feel like we have not reached our potential. We've done some really good things, but we can still do a lot of things better, and that's the encouraging part. And we need to be hungry and stay which I'm sure we are. We haven't been in this position in a couple of years, and the guys that are playing right now have not. And we need to do a good job of just focusing on the next thing and us getting better and playing the best we can and get better. And that's really kind of what our focus is right now.
Frank obviously gave you a lot of leeway to operate, freedom to operate when you were coaching for him. I know he had the meeting with Justin and kind of talk things out there. Did you feel like you'd have the same amount of freedom, and if you noticed that in practice?
I mean, obviously I've been given a job to handle our side of the ball, and Coach Fuente's given me that he hasn't been in our room, and I hope to keep it that way when it's all said and done. But I think he's trusted our side of the ball, and that we're going to work at it every week to put our kids in the best situation possible to give us enough opportunities to be successful, and that's really what we're working for. So I've been it's like I said, you guys, we talked about it's been a great transition, and I like how we're playing, and our play is a result of our work, and that's what I'm what we're striving for, that we got to continue with those habits, and those habits then carry over on to Saturday, and then you get positive results, or at least give yourself a chance to have positive results by that, and that's really what we're striving for. But yeah, I mean, Coach has trust us, and we're doing our very best to live up to our side of the ball.
I know we're light to the play from Terrell Edmunds.
He's been really active back there. He gets us in the right calls. Him and Chuck Clark get us in the right calls, the right adjustments to certain looks, and he's been really active, really aggressive back there, making the plays he's supposed to make. So that's always what I like.
How much of a jump did he make from what you saw in the spring to what you're getting on game days?
He was pretty good in the spring as well. So it's a jump, but I knew he was going to be a pretty solid football player for us, and he's just growing week by week, learning the position and doing what we ask him to do week in and week out.
And what's the dynamic of him and his brother? I know it's different positions, but yeah. Bud was talking about how they're on the same side. What's that dynamic like?
Oh, well, you can always count on your brother. Your brother's always there, so you can always count on him. So I think those two trust each other. They know where they're going to be for the most part, so that builds that trust, and that can help you play faster.
What about Terrell's game makes him a better fit at safety than maybe at corner like he was last year?
I think Terrell can play either one. Really, his game, he can cover, he can run, he can chase, he can be physical, but right now for us, he's at safety, and that's a good fit for him, and he's a physical guy, so I think it works out for him. You can have a safety who can cover like a corner, that always works.
You've coached with Fuente before, and we were here talking about Bud, about how he kind of gives him freedom to operate how he wants. Mm-hmm. How much do you appreciate that as a defensive coach, that you don't have somebody, a head coach meddling with stuff that you're doing?
Oh no, you love that. You love that. You got a head coach that lets you do what you want to do, and as long as it's working and you're doing a good job, and you love it. It's pretty good.
Did he ever stick his nose to what you're doing in Memphis? Like if there's a bad
he lets you do what you're going to do. He lets you do it. If you got a suggestion, he'll suggest something. If not, go play.
What kind of challenge does Abed Atawo face or pose for you guys? And, just obviously he's been their main guy on offense.
Oh, he's a good ball player. He's every week you'll have different challenges. This week is trying to slow him down. They do a good job getting the ball, get him out in space. He's a big physical guy, can make plays down the field. So it's another big-time receiver we want to go play against. I think that's how it's going to be week in and week out. So it's another challenge.
What have you learned under Bud Foster coming here as a former defensive coordinator yourself?
It's infinite. I'm still learning. I'm learning daily. I'm learning. You know, I mean, and half of it is the drive that you got to have. You know, I always thought I was a driven guy and stuff like that, but you see it. You know, Bud, he's gonna be man. He's an older gentleman, but he still has the drive and everything. Like, I'm like, good Lord, are you serious? So, you know, that drive and that motivation it's breathtaking. You like it. It's really enjoyable.
Is he fun to work with?
Yeah, he's great to work with. He's great to work with. He's, you know, big time Bud Foster. You would think, well, maybe he doesn't want to listen to some ideas. He wants ideas. He wants information, and he'll make his adjustments or his thoughts on it. But he takes in information, which I really appreciate. So
What's it like, the dynamic, being on the same side of the defense as your brother? Bud was saying how, you know, you guys kind of work together on that side of the defense. What's that like?
Well, that's amazing, just being right there beside my brother, always having him right there and knowing that he can depend on me and I can depend on him, as well as the whole defense. But just having my brother right there, just growing up with him in the same household, it's a great experience.
Has there been a flip, though, where one of you screwed up and it made the other one look bad, and you went back and watched it on film and were like, hey, man, what are you doing today?
No, it's never like that. Nothing like,
Never.
it's never like we both mess up something crazy and something big happens to the other one. But we always talk about what we could have done better and what we can do to help each other out in the long run.
When you, because there have been, I guess, a couple times that you guys have combined on a tackle, are you aware of it when you're going to hit somebody that the other guy is your brother? Do you not know till you start to get up?
Nah, I don't even know until I'm up celebrating, and you really can't even tell once you start celebrating because everyone's on your head smacking your helmet, and you don't even know what happened unless you look at the big screen. So that's amazing, just seeing the pictures and everything about it.
Now that it's 5 games into the season, how has the transition gone from corner to safety been for you?
Well, it's been going well. Having guys like Chuck and Green just talking to me throughout, and Coach Scott and Coach Bud, they're just pushing me throughout to be the best safety that I can be. And I'm still learning, and I'm not where I want to be right now, but I'm still learning and I'm going to progress.
What kind of challenge does Syracuse's top receiver, Amba Datawa, face or pose to you guys?
They have a nice receiving core. They're fast paced, so we're going to have to just buckle up and do what we do. And we're going to have to just come out and play Virginia Tech football.
No.
I have.
When, what was it, and what was that experience?
I want to say senior year, playoffs, Dallas Cowboys Stadium, very humid.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So you kind of know what to expect at the Carrier down there?
I haven't been there, so I don't know what to expect. But have I been in the dome? I have.
How awesome of experience was that playing at Cowboy Stadium?
Oh, very excited. It was when this was first built too, or newly built. So it was very exciting to play at the Dallas Cowboys Stadium. That's like a big thing in Texas for Texas high school football, and to play there was very neat.
How'd you do in that game?
Who'd you play?
Denton Geyer, we blew him out. Threw a 99-yard touchdown to my little brother. Ran a 60-yard touchdown.
So you
Nothing
played
much.
pretty well.
Decent.
What have you seen just defensively from Syracuse? How do they compare to other teams that you guys have faced in recent
Still
years?
watching them. Still watching them. So I couldn't really tell you a lot. I'm still picking up on their tendencies and all that.
Do you look forward to maybe playing in better weather conditions than last week, so you might be able to throw the ball a bit more?
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that. It was definitely a confidence booster to play in weather like that, and to I obviously did put up good numbers. Missed a lot of throws, but to come out with a W and to complete some of the throws and throw some of them accurate, that definitely is a confidence booster. But also, never take a dry day for granted ever again. That was something else. So put a lot of things in perspective.
As a guy who only had one pick going into that game, still has one pick coming out, are you kind of amazed that just by, look, not that you were going to try to throw an interception or anything, but it just might happen in the rain.
I was
almost bouncing around like it did, with your one pick.
Yeah, when I go into games, I don't think about, am I going to throw a pick this game? Is it going to get tilted? My mind is not even close to that. I'm thinking about what I need to do to execute. I mean, that's where my mind is. So,
I mean, just in retrospect, when you think.
looking at it, I mean, like I said, I practiced what I practice. I don't look forward to throwing picks. That's not what I look forward to. Practice throwing good balls to great wide receivers. So yeah, retrospect, I still don't look at it that way. It's great that I didn't, but I don't. In retrospect, it's not like I'm like, oh, I didn't throw a pick, you know.
The game in the rain kind of turned more towards you running the ball and getting a career high 21 carries. How do you feel physically after the game? Is that a tougher burden on you to carry it that many times?
Like I told you before, everybody's feeling some type of way, especially week 6 of the season. So yeah, I'm nicked up, but who isn't? Name me somebody who isn't, and he's not really playing that hard. You get that saying all the time. So yeah, I mean, I've got nicks and bruises, but that's part of the game. So
would you prefer not to carry it 21 times a game? Would you get handed off more, or is that something you're okay with?
I'm gonna use what Cam Newton said. I want to do whatever it takes to win. If that's me carrying the ball 50 times, if that's gonna create a W, I'm willing to do that. If I can throw the ball 70 times, which I'd rather do because I play quarterback, if I have to throw it 70 times, then I'll do that. But whatever it is, I mean, if it's me sitting on the bench, I mean, whatever it takes to get a W, that's all I really care about. I mean, at the end of the day, all the other stuff is secondary to a W, you know? You can have great stats, end up losing, I'll feel crappy. And I had horrible stats, and I feel like, man, we won the game and we dominated. Of course, credit to our defense, but we dominated the game. So I mean, it doesn't really matter. What I prefer, yeah, that's different, but it doesn't matter as long as we get the W.
Was there a difference?
T-Mac.
As a running back, how much do you enjoy playing in that kind of weather that was at the UNC game?
It was like playing backyard football, so it was a pretty fun experience. Playing in the rain and everything, I haven't played in a wet game like that. It's probably the last game I've ever played, so it's exciting.
You ever play in the dome?
No, I haven't.
What are people telling you to expect?
It's supposed to be really hot in there or whatever, so just, hydrate and be ready to play. Simple as that.
What have you seen from Syracuse's defense on film so far? Obviously, you're probably still watching, but what have you seen from them early on?
They blitz a lot, so I'm going to have to be really good in pass protection and striking with my hands and moving my feet, so that's all.
It was a big topic last year, was you improving your blocking. You talked about wanting to do that. Do you feel like you've made a tremendous improvement there?
Yeah, definitely. Just, practicing it every day with Coach Bird, and he's doing a great job with running backs and everything, and I'm just continuing to just get better.
Did you know him much when he was coaching the receivers? I mean, obviously you were around him, but did you have much of a relationship with him?
I mean, I just talked to him here and there, but that's about it.
What's it been like having him as your main guy?
He's a really good coach, very detailed and expects a lot from you. So I'm just going to keep getting better and just keep improving on things I need to improve on.
Coming into the year, you said that 15 to 20 carries was a good number for you per game. How do you think that kind of rotation is, shaped out so far?
Pretty well. We're winning games, so that's all that matters at the end of the day.